Hey, good morning. Good morning, good morning, and welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy. Hey, notice new light, no lights shining down, but now I'm noticing that right there and right there, you can see the roundness of the light that's up there. It's kind of like the sun shining on me. My room is so bright and cheery, though. And check this out. Wait for it. Oh, you can't tell how cool it is, but I have these new blinds in my room and they're white and it just makes everything look so clean and crispy, but I can still see the bird feeder with all the birds and it's a great view. It's a great view. I love my view. Okay, good morning. It's Saturday. We're well into the weekend. Um uh, the dogs are fighting. Can you hear that? Can you see it? You can't see it in the mirror, can you? Anyway, went out last night, had such a good time. Drove into Palm Springs, not very far away. Had a phenomenal dinner. I told you last week about takipaki, talipaki, taklapaki, whatever it is. I feel like the guy in Pete's Dragon, Passamaquoddy, Quasamapati, whatever the name of it is. It's a region of Mexico. The food is so good. Great margaritas, an awesome chili relleno, and then we ordered like a number of different things so we could all taste what was going on, and it was so good. Walked over, saw a little bit of a show, some music. Walked the city, laughed and talked. It was a great evening. Yeah, it's good to go out. It's good. It's good to go out. But I would say probably 20% of the people were still wearing masks. Most of the places we went to had signs up that said, you can choose whether or not to wear a mask if you're double vaccinated. I have these great chains that my daughter's company sells. Agapantha sells these gold chains that you can hook onto your mask. And when you're not wearing your mask, you just hook the chain together and you have a necklace. It's very clever. But I use that. So my mask is right there and I can pull it up if I need it. But otherwise, it's a fashion accessory. Yes, it is. So yesterday was house cleaning day. Not like I had to clean house. Yesterday was my day to do flowers. You see, I have fresh flowers back here. Made beautiful bouquets around the house, all white, yellow, and green. Oh, so yummy and so just cheery. Anyway, about every 2 weeks, every third week, whatever it is, we have someone come in, clean the house. So we don't have to do all the really hard stuff. Except yesterday, wow. You know how they say it looks like a tornado went through your house? She was cleaning and it looked like a tornado went through our house. I called up and I said, look, you guys, this just is not acceptable. And she said, could you send me pictures? I said, sure. So she called me back and she said, all right, we're going to send someone else out. So someone else came out, and this poor young thing that came out, she was so sweet. She thought she was just going to have to do a little touch up here and there. And she came out and she said to me, wow, I see what you're talking about. If this was my house, I would have called too. This is ridiculous. And she kept coming out every few minutes to tell us what else the other woman didn't clean. I had to give her a nice tip. She worked really hard. She did. But when she left, it was the first time in months that I felt like, okay, we're clean. You can come over and visit now. I know Indy doesn't always believe me, but I'm kind of a neat freak. I like things to be clean and organized. So when I pay somebody to come and help do that, I expect them to do a great job on it. Yeah. Speaking of paying people to do things, I didn't pay Indy, but I do have to thank him again and again and again for my new light and my new shades being up. Ah, he's like a man of all trades, you know? It's like he can do anything. He did both of those things for me. Yay! He's my handyman. Yeah. Okay, what is today? It is bartender and mixologist day. I'm not a big drinker, but Maybe you are. So go honor a bartender. I would personally rather honor a barista and have a cup of coffee. It's Global Smurfs Day. Were you into Smurfs when Smurfs were hot? I was never a big Smurf fan. The little blue guys with the white hats, you know what I'm talking about. They look like gnomes, kind of. But it is backyard barbecue day and backyard campout day. The Great American Picnic Day, the Great American Backyard Campout. Did you ever do that? Because it's so much fun. It is so much fun to pretend that you're somewhere else, set up a tent so you can't see the house when you come out of the tent. Yeah. And then like have a camp out. It's cool. India had this great big flower pot, like big flower pot. And we put sand at the bottom and then put logs in it. And one night when Max was here with his parents, Max is my grandson, and his parents and Indy and I sat around with sticks and marshmallows and Hershey bars and graham crackers, and we made s'mores over an open fire in the dark. It was really fun. I know you're going to think this is hilarious, or at least like, are you kidding me right now? 71 and a half years old, and I have my first s'more. I told you I don't eat candy. So, you know, it's like, and marshmallows and chocolate. It was, one bite was good. After that, it was just too sweet for me, but making it was so much fun. Okay, so go do a backyard barbecue of some kind. Even if you don't have a yard, you can do something outside that's like a backyard picnic or a patio picnic. Or go to a park if you have to and call it your backyard. It's all our backyard, right? Celebrate your marriage day. If you're married, or even if you're in a relationship, celebrate that. How wonderful to be in a close relationship with another human being. Yeah. And if you're not, work on that. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I saw this thing. I have to read HASK. HASKAP. It's Haskap Berry Day. Did you ever hear of a Haskap berry? I did not. I never heard of it before. But Haskap literally means, I wrote this down because it just made me smile. Little present at the end of a branch. That's what Haskap means, but I don't know in what language. Little present at the end of a branch. And it's honeysuckle, I guess, has a berry that's edible. So they're honeyberries. And another name for it is the Haskap berry. So I don't know. Try it. 10 days of rain, Opa? Are you kidding me? We had a little precipitation, but it lasted for like, 2 minutes and then it was gone. April showers bring May flowers. What did June showers do? Does it always rain where you are in June? It's summertime. Aren't you supposed to be able to go out and play? Yeah, not go out and swim in your yard. 1963 was when John F. Kennedy gave his famous speech at the Berlin Wall where he said, Ich bin ein Berliner, which means I am a Berliner. And it was probably the most famous anti-communist Cold War speech ever given, where he was claiming solidarity with the people of West Berlin. I visited that area when I was in Germany. Donnie and I went, my daughter and I. And I gotta tell you, it was really moving. They still have guard gates up, and cracks me up that everywhere you go, I mean, everywhere you go, you can buy a piece of the wall that got knocked down. Yeah. It kind of makes you wonder, how big could that wall have been that they're selling pieces of it everywhere? I mean, everywhere. Opa says it's very unusual for Michigan to be this wet. They've had 4 inches of rain and flood warnings. That is crazy. That is totally crazy. And I don't know why I didn't realize you were in Michigan. For some reason, I thought you were in the South. You know, Fritzy was born in Michigan, right? Did I tell you that already? Yeah. Fritzy, my almost 98-year-old mother, that cute thing. Ugh. As usual, yesterday, she was like the little princess. So cute. So cute. And I could just repeat every day right now what I said the day before about the Fritzy report because she's just sweet and adorable every day. Yeah. Um, we sang a bunch of songs. We sang a bunch of songs. It's funny how people with dementia can't remember 2 minutes ago, but they can remember songs from 50 years ago. Somehow that pattern in your brain, I guess, doesn't shut down. And she knows that her birthday is July 20th. She can tell me that. She can't tell me what year. She has no idea how old she is, but she knows her birthday is July 20th. And when I tell her that she's going to have chocolate cake and chocolate ice cream for her birthday, she's like a little kid. I am. And then, of course, I told her some more about going to a wedding, that my son and his fiance are going to get married where she lives so she can dance with him at his wedding, and she's going to get all dressed up, and she gets all excited every day. It's so glorious to get excited every day. What a nice way to live, huh? And it's contagious because people who are around her just get happy. This is my breakfast wine. I did not overdrink last night. I didn't even finish one margarita. So don't go there, okay? I'm fine. Okay. This blew me away. There's something called the Lüneburg manuscript. And this apparently is the anniversary of, in 1284, the town of Hamelin hiring a piper, to play the flute, to rid their city of rats. They could have just used Bailey. Bailey's a great ratter. Anyway, the story goes, just like the tale that you know, that the piper led the rats out of Hamelin and then came back to get paid. The town refused to pay him. So what he did was play his flute and entice the children of Hamelin out of town. 130 children disappeared that day and apparently were never found again. Talk about a grim fairy tale. It is not a fairy tale. It's actually based on fact. Now, it is totally worth reading more about, and I intend to read more about it because it's fascinating. Apparently, it wasn't one incident. It happened more than once where children en masse left town. There was one incident where I don't know, dozens of children marched out of town, danced literally out of town, and ended up 20 kilometers away, not knowing what had even happened to them. And part of what I read attributed this to what we talked about the other day, which is why I guess I got so interested, the St. Vitus dance, where something makes you start gyrating and moving and you can't stop, and it's contagious somehow. And these kids were like dancing their way out of town, 20 kilometers. I don't know. It's kind of spooky, scary. They called it a pandemic, an epidemic, something like that. I can't remember now. Must have been an epidemic, not a pandemic. Pandemic is worldwide. Anyway, Pied Piper today. True story, apparently, based on a true story. Happy birthday to Pearl S. Buck. Pearl S. Buck wrote The Good Earth. Did you read The Good Earth? We had to read it in high school. It was one of our required books. I can't lie. I loved it. And I learned the word concubine. I'd never heard it before. And then at Valentine's Day, when I heard that stupid little rhyme of, if you will be my Valentine, I will be your concubine, I actually knew what a concubine was. I mean, at that age, I really wasn't ready to be anyone's concubine, but I don't know. Now I'm thinking not such a bad idea. um, Happy birthday to Bill Lear. You know how we were talking about how cars are named after the people who invented them? Bill Lear is the guy who invented or developed the Lear jet. Yeah. Did you know there was a real guy named Lear? I didn't know that. I thought it was a company. Well, he started the company too, but it was named after him. Happy birthday, 1938, to Billy Davis Jr. Do you know who he was? Is Billy Davis Jr. married to Marilyn McCoo. They were first the Versatiles or something like that, and then changed their name, the name of their group, to the Fifth Dimension. Up, up and away in my beautiful balloon. I have two close encounters of the first kind and one close encounter of the second kind with the Fifth Dimension, maybe two not so close. So I know I've shared with you my absolutely outrageous story about meeting Milton Berle at the airport with my girlfriend. And I can tell you that story again another time, but not today. But right before Milton Berle came into, my girlfriend and I were going to Vegas, and we were sitting at the airport by the gate waiting for our plane. And right before Milton Berle walked up, Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis Jr. walked up. And of course, it's me. So I had to say, wow, hi, good to see you. And they told me where they were performing. And I said, yeah, we'd try and see him, which we didn't do. We didn't do, but we were pretty excited to be on the same plane as them. So that was the first time. The second time, the close encounter of the first kind, where I actually spoke to them, it was actually the third time I saw them, but there was a special showing at one of the local casinos for the VIPs. I think I told you I used to be a big gambler, so I got invited to those kind of shows. Anyway, I went to the show and we got to meet the Fifth Dimension, and then literally I was sitting like at the first table and they were like 2 feet away from me performing. It was awesome. And so, of course, I chatted with them after their performance because they were like sitting in my lap. And then twice I went to see them and their group at other times. So those were close encounters of the second time because I just saw them. I didn't really talk to them. So happy birthday, Billy Davis Jr. from a fan. Love their music. I really do. Happy birthday. Oh, I hope one or both of my kids are listening because this cracked me up. When I'm going through whose birthday, death day, marriages, blah, 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 I get so excited when it's someone I actually know, not just like, oh, yeah, I talked to him once, but I actually knew who this person was. Now, I can't say I knew this person well, but my kids did. My kids did. Happy birthday to Jason Kendall of the Pittsburgh Pirates. I don't even know if he plays anymore. Pittsburgh Pirates. Yeah. He went to Torrance High School with my children. He was in my daughter's class, and he played baseball with my son. Yeah. They played on Torrance High School's baseball team. So I used to go see him play. And he was just one of the kids. And then he got like $1 million to go play for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And we kept hoping that would happen for my son too, but apparently he was not a Jason Kendall. So Jason Kendall, Torrance High School, we remember you. Happy birthday. I think I told you one day when I was going through the list of birthdays, I saw a name that looked really familiar. And it was the name was almost exactly the same as my uncle by marriage, who I just loved. And I pushed the little button to go further into that one. And lo and behold, it was him. He was famous. I didn't even know it. He was like this brainiac inventor. And Go figure. He's just Uncle Albie to me, and he was Albert Medwin, famous person on Britannica and on this day and everything. I love when that happens. Goodbye, Liz Claiborne. She died today. She was a friend of a cousin of mine. So that's like, like a third degree connection. I just like when I find names that I can actually, play the game with, of good morning, Stephen. I wasn't looking over at the side. Stephen's here, and he says tomorrow's his birthday. So Jews start all holidays at sundown the night before the holiday. So it's only hours away from your Erev birthday, which is your night birthday. And don't forget, I got a song that we'll sing to you tomorrow, okay? So you better be here in the morning on your birthday, because I'm singing to you. In 1960, John B. Kelly died. John B. Kelly was an Olympic rower, a 3-time Olympic champion. Well, I wouldn't normally mention him for that, except oddly enough, and maybe it's not that odd, interestingly enough, from my standpoint, he was the father of Grace Kelly. Yeah, Grace Kelly, the princess, the actress, the beautiful actress who married Prince Rainier. Her dad was an Olympian. Go figure. I thought that was really cool. Yeah. All right, now we get to what I was really excited about today. Today is Forgiveness Day. Let me let that sink in for a minute. Forgiveness Day. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You know what I'm talking about, right? Let's do a little heart cleansing. We did house cleaning here yesterday. Let's do a little heart cleansing, okay? So just, I know. There are people you don't want to forgive. They don't even know. They don't even know what's going on in your head and your heart. The only one it's hurting right now is them. I'm not telling you have to love them. I'm not telling you even have to like them. Just don't carry around the garbage and the anger and just let it go. Let it go. They don't have to be in your life. Cull the herd, get rid of them. But don't carry around the anger. The word art says forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. Let the garbage go and be free of it. Dump the garbage. And while you're forgiving, how about you forgive you? That thing you did, that thing you said, that thing you think you are, let it go. Today can be quite a special day for you. Who and what can you forgive people for? And who and what can you forgive yourself for? What a great day it could be. Yeah. Weekend. Woohoo! All right, my friends, go out and have yourselves a Saturday to beat all Saturdays. Yeah. Make it a joyful, joyous celebration of life and forgiveness. Have a glass of breakfast wine, a sip, and a smile. See you on Sunday. Bye-bye.